Alright guys, so in today's content we're going to be talking about the matrix to measure success of email marketing campaign. So now you'll be wondering, why do we need marketing campaign? So this is not actually only for a marketing campaign. It is a campaign related system basically. So this is a kind of a workflow that we really have to understand. So whenever we are doing a campaign, so it could be an ad campaign, email marketing campaign, SMS campaign, or various campaigns, right? So these are the 5 key factors that we have to consider when we do a campaign. So I just take it as a email marketing campaign. So it's not necessarily only for email marketing campaign, but it also applies for every campaign that you do for your business, right? So let's say if you have a product that you want to promote it, or if you have a services that you want to promote it. It can be for businesses, or say for example, if you have a retail business, e-commerce business, or if you are a coaching program host, or some sort of event organizers, or anything like that. As long as you have a campaign, these are something that you have to really understand, so which we're going to be talking about now. So okay, the 5 key things that we have to really understand is, the first one is the open rate. So now, the open rate of the recipients who open the promotional email, right? The higher open rate generally indicates that the subject lines and the preview were compelling. So, we were going to be talking about this as a scenario of a marketing campaign, which is related to email. But you can switch around the wordings here, but the title is going to be the same. So, if you have your posters or a video, right, the contents that you want to create as a hook, so for the people to open or click onto that particular thing, the first thing that you have to really understand is that you have to make sure that this is something that relevant to the audience. So if it's relevant, probably they would skip. So you have to really focus on, because when we do this campaign, this is not just test and a trial. It can be a test and a trial, but remember, this is an investment that involves a lot of time, a lot of resource, as well as money. So we have to very carefully craft this kind of workflow, so that whatever that we are trying to retrieve at the end, the objective must be clear to us. That what are we trying to strategize to make sure that the campaign goal is successfully achieved. Can be less or more, but that's a different matter. But at the end, we want to make sure that we are following the correct patterns in the chart flow or the system flow. All right, so the open rate, again, it's a percentage of recipients who open the promotional email or promotional campaign, the videos, the images, and all those things, right? So the click-through rate, the percentage of email recipients who click on one or more links contained in the email. A higher CTR suggests that the contents and calls to actions within the email were effective. The conversion rates, the percentage of users who completed the desired action, such as making a purchase after clicking through the email. A higher conversion rate indicates that the email was successfully in driving the intended behavior. And the average order value, the average amount spent by the customer who makes a purchase as a result of promotional email. Return on the investment, the overall effective of the email campaign, considering the cost of the campaign versus the revenue generated. So these are the 5 things which we have to really focus on it. So whenever we're trying to kind of run a campaign. So I'm going to click on the next one, so to just have an idea about what we are actually trying to achieve here. So let's say we have an offer here. Okay, so the offer is something that we have created with an assumption trying to target the audience who is going to purchase or engage in the offer, basically. So there are 10 different things or different ways how people perceive this offer, right? So the first thing is the perceived value, the second is the need of the desire, and the third is the problem solving. So this is what you have to really understand. Are you providing the trust and the credibility and the emotional connection, the social influence, fulfillment of aspiration, convenience and accessibility, perceived scarcity and exclusivity, aligned values? So these are 10 of the 10 key points as well. So this is a campaign, right? The campaign, you have to monitor these the top 5, the open rate, the CTR, the conversion rate, the average order value, and the rate of the return on the investment, right? So now what we have to understand is that whatever the offer that we are trying to share or to give it to the crowd, to the audience, we have to make sure that all these 10 points are something that we are including in our offer, right? If we do not have any of these things in our offer, the next step is not going to go through. So let me go through the next slide and share you what it meant, what it means, right? So the perceived value, receive something of value in return. This could be product, service, information, entertainment, or a positive experience. So basically, here's the offer, and the offer is related to the perceived value, right? And this is similar to that. You have the special offer. This offer fulfill the needs and the desire of the audience. Needs or strong desire can drive people to exchange value. This can include necessities like food, shelter, and clothing, as well as the desire for luxury goods and experience. So if you are providing any of those, you know, there will be a high chances that there's going to be a click-through rate, basically. So the special offer would be a problem solving. So are you solving the product or service that solve a problem or address a pain point of individual? This is really, really very important that you have to align with your audience. And also the next one is the trust and credibility. Trust can be built through reputations, review, recommendations, and transparent communication. So anything that you are doing, if you're doing a course or if you're doing any product launch or any campaign, just want to make sure that there is a recommendations and there is a transparency in the communication as well. Emotional connections, emotional appeals such as storytelling, branding, and creative positive emotional experience. And the social influence, people often want to align with the preference and choice of their respect or admire people, right? Fulfillment of aspirations, product or service that help individuals achieve their goals, fulfill aspirations or enhance their lifestyles. Convenience and accessibility, service or products that save time, effort, or provide a seamless experience can attract individuals to exchange value, right? And the perceived scarcity of exclusive. This is really, really important. So if you are doing any sort of a sales campaign or anything related to your offer, make sure that you create some sorts of a FOMO, which is fear of missing out. So that could be the limited time offer, exclusive products, or the feelings of being part of a selected group can create a sense of urgency, right? So this probably is more of the urgency as well as the limited time offer. So the aligned value, individuals are more likely to support business or initiative that align with their values. So you got to really understand your community, your audience. So if you really understand your audience, you can always do this particular thing to integrate in your product that you want to campaign or to sell it, right? Now if you browse around, or say if you follow some sort of like influencer or any business mentor that you have seen in the current world, you'll see people are perceiving their value. That's the reason they're buying their product. Or say Amazon, right? People have a lot of options to buy, purchase, and they can fulfill their needs and the desire within a short period of time. If you can deliver that, that's a great problem solving. So this is something that, let's say for example, people who want a therapy and they are able to get this problem solved by, like, say for example, chiropractors, right? They can help solving problems to physically move the body like in a regular way. So the trust and the credibility, this is very important. You gotta know what you're selling. At the same time, there has to be somebody who has proven you or give you the credit of doing or what you do. Basically a supporter, so right? People who would like to support to you and are giving some sorts of recommendations to what you do. So when you say when you're selling a product, say for example for coaching and training or something like that, probably if you're a startup, then you would not have the review or the reputations or recommendations. But here's what you can do is being transparent and tell a good story about what you do and what you don't. Right. So in this way, you'll be able to create a the more CTR rate, increase in the CTR rate ratio, basically. So the emotional connections, that's what it is all about. Solving the trust and the credibility is very similar to the emotional connections. So if your audience, if you have a good community, or if you are into a community that has, say for example, if you're in a tattoo community, the people who use a tattoo and all, so probably you would be in the same community. Like for example, if you're like a Beamer, you like BMW cars, they do have a community, and Ferrari community out there. So there's a lot of communities out there, things that are aligned, and they have emotionally got attached with this particular thing. So this is something that you want to also keep in mind whenever you are trying to do a campaign. So as I mentioned, the campaign can be a product, a service, or anything that you want to share with the audience, the experience or the services that you want to share, right? So social influence, which is really important at the same time. So if you really do not have the social influence experience, how you can always follow the other people and see how they do conduct their things, right? Because they are the only one right currently that the generations are following, because they are the frontliner, basically. Whatever they have experienced, they share it, good or bad. That is something which is going to be inspiring you, so you can always take advantage of what they do. And based on that, if you do have fan followers, then it's going to be kind of easier for you to work around on this particular segments. So fulfillment and aspirations. So this is very similar to the Amazon. So if you can inspire and also help them people to get the things in a piece faster, more convenience way, then this is something that's going to increase your click-through rate as well, right? Or if not necessarily the conversion rate as well. So this is very the little contents that I have put it here just for your understanding, so that you align all these 10 things in your campaign. So just make sure that if your product or services can align all these 10 things, then chances are that 99% of the time your product or the services you want to sell would turn out to be a good results, right? So that is something that you want to also consider. So the next one is how it's going to work. So you start a campaign. So consider this as your investment, right? This is what you want to put into, and this is what you want to test and try to see you can achieve your objective goal or not, or say to collect more data. So you're going to start your campaign. So now in terms of email, so the open rate mostly it's because of two reasons. The first one would be compelling subject line. So that's the way first impression, that you build it up with the reader or people the receiver, whoever you send. Okay. So, and the second one is the trust in the sender. So basically, if they do know you or you communicate with them before, then probably they might open the email, right? So the click-through rate. So in the first phase, they know you, or say the subject line is really good, catchy subject line, so they're kind of impressed. They want to see what's the offer, right? So they clicked on the offer because the offer was good. They want to just proceed with the next thing, right? So you have to understand what is the offer. The offer again has to be aligned with this 10 things. So if you can come up with a product that can align with these 10 things, 10 lists basically, then the chances of this click-through rate is going to be very, very high. So it can be image, like how MrBeast does, or say it can be a video contents, which is going to be the trailer of those movies and all, right? Or it could be some sorts of offers, discounts, and limited, offers. All these things can be your offer, but you gotta make sure that these 10 key points are aligned with your offer as well. It should not be just based on what the what's the product that you have, but also it should also align with what you are trying to deliver, to who you are trying to deliver. So basically at the end you have to really understand your niche market, which is going to be your audience, right? So if your offer is good enough, there's going to be high rate on the click-through rate, and the chances of the conversion rate will be depend on this 10 keys. So if you can include all these 10 keys, then the higher chances are that there's going to be a conversion, that people will buy your products because these 10 things align with them. So now you have invested your money and the process is going well. You're seeing the offer. Maybe let's say you give a 50% discount or some sort of discount, like, you know, and then people are buying it. But then you want to know that do you really make profit out of whatever the campaign that you did, right? Was it a great positive or negative results, right? Or neutral, you know? So you want to check all those things. So now the average order value is something that you have to consider as well. So the average order value, right? It's total revenue divided by the number of orders. So if you're selling products or not necessarily products or services, this formula always applies to the calculations, right? So now this 52 weeks is the time when, let's say, if you are doing an email marketing or SMS campaign, 52 times is the time that you will be minimum in a year that you can send a mail to your prospect, right? So if you create an opt-in page and then they give you either email or phone number, then you know this is the minimum time that you will be able to market them. So let's take a quick example here. Let's say you put $100 in your marketing campaign, right? This is your investment, and so that is the marketing campaign that you have invested. So that investment is including whatever the services that you are doing here. That could be the drafting the email and working around on your email campaign and all those things. So you need a resource applications to run your campaign. You are using like a third-party applications to do a bulk email campaign. So those are going to be your investment as well. So now that investment plus the special offer, because this is not offer, right? So you gotta make sure that you all including the special offer, the total amount, also the discount amount, right? In that way you will be able to understand whether you have really recovered the good ROI or not, right? So the cost of your investment plus this offer that you have given, right? So in the total revenue and the number of order, so this is something that you have to work around and see, because based on that you will be able to foresee what could be the expected ROI based on the process that you are aligning it to make sure that the campaign is, you know, achieving the maximum number basically. So now let's say per customer purchase value is $100. Okay, so I'm assuming, or let's say I'm going to take as $100 here as your marketing cost, or sorry, whatever the cost to start the campaign, right? So and plus your offer. So you got to include this too. Now you know it. How much would be the value of this product that you want to sell to the customer? Okay, so let's say you invested $100 to the customer, right? So, or let me say in this way, you have your opt-in page. So you to run this opt-in page, you have used Facebook ad campaigns or some other social media platforms to get those leads. So your lead cost plus the service cost here, the operation cost basically, plus the offer, right? That's what it's going to combine everything with your total revenue, right? That's what you have to calculate as well. So now let's say with an assumptions that you are trying to invest $100 per person, right? So per customer, whatever you get it, say for example only you invested saved for $1,000 in total, but you have not received within the first phase. Let's say what you only got like a $100, right? The good thing is that you can resend this mail for 52 times. So if the first client has consumed the product within a week, right, so the chances are that the investment, you can go at least minimum 52 times in a year. So that's the other way to work around on your ROI. So the ROI, if you are looking to increase the ROI, and if you want to go for like a long term, if you're looking for the LTV, right, this is how you have to work around. There's a lot of way to calculate your LTV, but many people don't want to kind of go with those long term things. But at the end, if you are a business and you look for like a long term, you want to conduct your business for a long term, then you got to apply for these strategies, because the first few phase would be not the number that you were expecting, but then if you go kind of a longer term, then longer period of time, then these are the chances are the retarget marketing, right? So chances are that your ROI is not going to be just 1 or 2 times, so that potentially your ROI can be 52 times. Now again, it is also based on what is the product that the consumer consuming within that period of time. So if it's a one product, which is let's say $5-10, and the consumer is able to consume that product within 1 week, then that means that if they like it, the chances are that they would purchase those things every week. If not, then they will purchase 52 for each week. So that basically means that you have the opportunity to increase those 52 times. So I know that many of these guys will not agree with this concept, but this is not actually just a random concept, but it's a test and trial concept. So, but again, this will apply if you are looking for LTV, let's say subscription business, basically. So if you are running a subscription basis, or if you are running a loyalty program for restaurants or food services, right? Or let's say if for the gym guys, if you are looking for a long-term subscriber, right? So those things applies here. So do not be worried about the initial phase of the return that you have received, but you gotta understand the longer period of time, that how far can you engage with this person, because if this person has given you the information to reach to them, then that basically means that they're allowing you to contact them as well. So basically, the good thing is that you don't have to do any more Facebook marketing. Those campaign cost is saved. So basically, you're saving a lot of money on a opt-in campaign, right? Which is going to be using the Facebook and all those things, because you already got whatever the data that you needed. So you can skip this part. You can continue from here, and also offer some sorts of a special deals and all those things again, and just process the same loop. Okay, so I hope this quick kind of contents was helpful for you guys. If you would like to know more about this kind of a content, feel free to subscribe to the channel just to support, and I would really appreciate if you would like to share some sorts of a feedback and comments in the comment section. Also, if you want to contact me, feel free, because I have just opened the free consultations 30 to 1 hour as well. So if you would like to ask questions in regards to your marketing promotions or business promotions, we actually focus on a restaurant, but it's not necessarily it should be a restaurant that I can assist you or can help you out. So if you're looking for something that you want to scale, or if you want to go for some sort of a productive or effective marketing strategies, so we can work around with that always. I hope this content was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. My contact information are in the description. At the same time, thank you so much once again for your time, and see you in the next video. Cheers.